Using church intimidation, control and manipulation. Jezebel and all them spirits fall back, not trying to hear it. Go with Jesus, walk in peace. On your pew can sit that beast that we're fighting in the world. I'm that JC Supergirl, Jesus Christ, belt of truth, arm of God. I'm slaying you. Power of the word, two-edged sword. MC Heaven rocks for her Lord. Thought they crept in unaware. Didn't see the gatekeeper standing right there, not getting down with your tactics. Undoctrinal practice.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Welcome again to the Crystal Jones Show. Peaceful Sabbath and bless you in the name of Ahaya, Bahashem Yeshaya, Wawarak Kwadash. I greet you and welcome to the Crystal Jones Show. It's the show that's all about life's balance. Let me let you know how you can watch this show on a weekly basis. You can watch every Saturday from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. on bronxnet.org. Your cable channels 951, 2137, the Inspire channel. Okay. Also, you could check me out all the time on YouTube. Subscribe, like, and share my videos. All right. Also, you can check me out on Instagram. Okay. Daily, I have biblical quotes that could help inspire you. Also, you can write to me at the Crystal Jones Show at gmail.com. And you can check me out on HebrewConnect.tv. All right. Um, what we are going to do today is we are going to go to the scripture of today, right? Which is Joshua, the 58th chapter and the 5th verse. Remember, we're still continuing with the struggle between Esau and Jacob. So the book of Joshua, of course, is apocryphal book. All right, it was originally in the King James version of the Bible, but it was taken out. All right, so Joshua 58 and 5 says, and it came to pass when Pharaoh reigned in his father's stead, he placed the laws of Egypt and all the affairs of government in the hand of Joseph, as his father had commanded him. Now his father was the Pharaoh that reigned before him, so he knew Joseph personally. So he wanted Joseph to be in charge and counsel his son, because he knew his son would need counseling in running a nation of people. All right. And Joseph, okay, so this was the father's wish, that Joseph would become king over Egypt, and he would instruct his son. All right. So today's news, we're going to go to start stocking up for the famine ahead. We all know that all these stores are closing down, y'all. I keep telling you, wake up and smell the coffee. It's burning. Okay. Different trucking companies are shutting down. Mississippi can't even drink their water. And there are many places like that around the world that cannot use their water supply. Flint, Michigan never recovered. I don't care how much nonsense they tell you. Not so. I even saw today on social media people begging for those of us to send water, go online and order water to send to people in Mississippi. So I'm pretty sure other places are going to be asking us to please send them water. Go online and order water from different companies and send it to them. So let's get ahead of it and not be behind, because we don't know what's going to hit New York. All right. So let's be on top of things and stop acting like, oh, this is not going to happen. Oh, it won't happen here. And then when it happens, you're the one scrambling in the street saying, how am I going to get this? How am I going to get that? Stay awake. All right. Be vigilant, because there's a lot of stuff that's about to. All right. So now, what the next thing that we're going to do, we're going to go to our missing youth for today. Okay, and the first person that we have is Jair Hart. Okay, he's been missing since August the 15th of this year. Okay, he's missing from Boston, Massachusetts. He's 14 years old. He's black. He's a black male. Okay, his hair color is brown. His eye color is brown. He's about 5'8". All right. If you see him, you know anything about his disappearance, Please contact the Boston Police Department in Massachusetts at the first number that we have listed, or also you can call the second number, 1-800 The Lost. That's for Jair Hart. All right. The next one that we have is Samaria Pride, right? Okay. Is that the one that we have? Zamaria Pride. I'm sorry. Um, Hold on. Do I have the right person? I may have the wrong person. I'm trying to think. I think I have the wrong name of the person. Yeah, I have the wrong name. Sorry. The picture is wrong. It could be my fault. I think this young lady, her name is Tabria Ingram. Yeah. Sorry guys. That's my bad. But anyway, her name is Tabria Ingram, and she's been missing since August the 20th of this year from Springfield, Massachusetts. She's a Black female. Her hair color is brown. Her eye color is brown. Her height is 5'2". She's 130 pounds. Again, her name is Tabria Ingram. That's my fault. All right. If you know anything about her disappearance, please call the Springfield, Massachusetts, the police department. Okay. Or call the second number, which is 1-800 The Lost. Sorry about that. Sometimes, when you're doing these things, sometimes you can get a little mixed up with the names of the people. All right. Also, the next person that we have is Tatiana Luke. She's been missing since August the 16th of this year, 2022, from Dallas, Texas. She's 14 years old. She's a biracial female. Her hair color is brown. Her eye color is brown. She's about 5'10". She weighs about 140 pounds. All right. If you know anything about her disappearance, please contact the Dallas County Sheriff's Office at the first number, or also at the second number, 1-800 The Lost. Okay, so the other person that I have is going to have the wrong information under. Her name is Zamaria Pride. Yeah, her name is Zamaria Pride. So understand that I did make that mistake, and I apologize. She's been missing since August 16th of 2022 from Dallas, Texas. She's a Black female. Her hair color is black. Her eye color is brown. And she's missing from Dallas County. Please contact Dallas County Sheriff's Office. All right. Or also you can call 1-800 The Lost. Again, I apologize. There was a mix up on my part with the pictures. All right. All right. So what we are going to cover now is health and wellness. All right. During the cooling season, get ready for the winter in case there's no gas. Because if the grid and stuff like that go down, there may be no gas. So that means no heat. All right. So get ready for that. All right. We got to prepare because it looks like we may have a tough winter ahead. Let's get in front of it, not be behind. All right. So let's get ready for the winter. All right. Also, let's do our business tips. Do the outdoor events also on if you have if we have a no gas drill event. All right. What happens? All right. What are we going to use? Are we going to use the aluminum fire tins that you use for when you're doing events and things like that? There are different makeshift ways that I've seen that you can make your own stove and also continue to have gas and electricity in the case that everything goes down. We can still cook, we can still have electricity and all of that kind of stuff. So let's be proactive. Let's look on YouTube have a whole lot of videos on how to do things, right? So we still got to survive, right? So let's not be panicked and freaked out when these things occur. All right. So we're going to do our credo, and we are going to say Shema Yasharala, Ahaya Alahaya Nawa, Ahaya Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God. The Lord our God, he is one. Deuteronomy, the 6th chapter and the 4th verse. All right, so we're back to the brothers, the fighting brothers, Esau and Jacob. Now they're dead, but their children are fighting against one another. All right. So we're going to go again to Jasher, the apocryphal book, Jasher 58. You could follow in sacred text online, and you could see where I'm reading from. You see that sacred-text.com. You could follow me there. All right, so it says again, and it came to pass when Pharaoh reigned in his father's stead, he placed the laws of Egypt and all the affairs of government in the hand of Joseph, as his father had commanded him. And Joseph became king over Egypt. Joseph was king over Egypt, for he superintended over all Egypt. Remember, he was able to interpret the Pharaoh's dreams, and he saved the land from the famine that was in the land, that was coming to the land. And then when it came, he told the people what to do. And because of him, the people they weren't killed. They didn't die from famine. They were saved alive. And all Egypt was under his care and under his counsel. For all Egypt inclined to Joseph after the death of Pharaoh, and they loved him exceedingly to reign over them. So now here they have this Hebrew person reigning over Egypt. Okay, but he was wise and it was of God. God allowed his brothers to sell him to the Egyptians, and he became king over Egypt. All right. But there were some people amongst them who did not like him. So always when you're in a position of government or power, there are people that are going to work against you, whether you are a good example or a bad one. They're going to be those that are against you. They were saying, no stranger shall reign over us. Still, the whole government of Egypt devolved in those days upon Joseph. After the death of Pharaoh, he being the regulator, doing as he liked throughout the land without anyone interfering. So some people didn't like him, but the majority were like, listen, this man saved us from starvation, so you better go sit down somewhere with your nonsense, right? That's basically what they said, right? And all Egypt was under the care of Joseph, and Joseph made war with all his surrounding enemies. So Joseph had enemies. Just because you're a servant of the Lord does not mean you will not have enemies. You will have enemies. Christ had enemies. We're not greater than Christ, right? The servant is not above his Lord. We're serving our Lord Christ, right? Because Christ is going to be the governor over us when he comes back. He is going to rule and reign from Jerusalem. So we are going to be servants, so we're not above him, right? So Joseph made war with all his surrounding enemies, and he subdued them. Also, all the land and all the Philistines, which Philistines were basically giants, they're of the Nephilim seed. They're the ones that were created when the angels called themselves cohabitating with women on earth, which was crazy because that's not what God created them for. Those are fallen angels, right? So the Philistines and all them are products of fallen angels, right? Also, all the land and all the Philistines unto the borders of Canaan did Joseph subdue. And they were all under his power, and they gave a yearly tax under Joseph. Joseph collected taxes. He was not, you're not going to live here and not contribute to the work that goes on for the roads, for this, for that, for the other, just like we do in our own countries, right? We collect taxes, even though some areas collect taxes probably at a reasonable amount and others don't. Some are greedy and they overtax the people, right? So, and Pharaoh, king of Egypt, sat upon his throne in his father's stead, but he was under the control and counsel of Joseph, as he was at first under the control of his father. So just like the new Pharaoh was under his own father, he's now that under Joseph, because his father wanted Joseph to be king over Egypt and to tutor his son. Neither did he reign but in the land of Egypt only under the counsel of Joseph. So Pharaoh's son, who was taking over after Pharaoh died, he was still under that tutelage and direction and counsel of Joseph, who was a Hebrew Israelite. All right. He was a Hebrew. All right. But Joseph reigned over the whole country at that time, from Egypt unto the great river Parah. And Joseph was successful in what? All his ways. All right. If you listen to the Lord and how he guides you, you will be successful in all your ways. And the Lord was with him. And the Lord gave Joseph additional wisdom. Lord, give me that wisdom. Give me some of that. Woo! I want some additional wisdom and honor and glory and love toward him in the hearts of the Egyptians throughout the land. So the Lord can give your enemies love for you throughout the land, right? And excuse me. And Joseph reigned over the whole country 40 years. He reigned over Egypt 40 years. All right. In that time, he did many things. Like I said, he was also into the medical field and stuff like that. So Joseph knew a lot of stuff. And all the countries of the Philistines and Canaan and Zidon and on the other side Jordan brought presents unto Joseph all his days. He was an honorable man. And the whole country was in the hand of Joseph. And they brought unto him a yearly tribute as it was regulated. For Joseph fought against all his surrounding enemies and subdued them. And the whole country was in the hand of Joseph, and Joseph sat securely upon his throne in Egypt. God can make your reign a secure one, because if you're ruling righteously and justly, he could cause you to reign in peace. Doesn't mean that during that time chaos won't erupt, but the Lord will put the clamp down on your enemies, right? And also all his brethren, the sons of Jacob, dwelt securely in the land all the days of Joseph, and they were fruitful, okay, and multiplied exceedingly in the land, and they served the Lord all their days, as their father Jacob had commanded them. Remember when Jacob was on his deathbed, he said, if you serve the Lord, this is how the Lord is going to bless you. The same thing the Lord told us in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. He said, if you are willing and obedient and you do what I say, this is what is going to manifest for you in your life, right? He promised that he would bless us with certain things if, right? If we obey, right? It said, I'm going there real quick. I didn't put that in there, but I'm going there real quick. Deuteronomy 28. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, this is Deuteronomy 28, to observe and to do all his commandments which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth. And all these blessings shall come on thee and overtake thee if thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Blessed will you be in the city, blessed will you be in the field, blessed shall you be the fruit of your body, meaning your children, and the fruit of your ground, the fruit of your cattle, your increase, your flocks, your sheep. Blessed shall be your basket and your store. You'll be blessed when you come in, and you'll be blessed when you go out. The Lord shall cause your enemies that rise up against you to be smitten before your face. They shall come out against thee one way and flee before these 7 ways, right? He's promising all of these things he will do, right? He'll open the storehouses and all of that. When you get a chance, read through Deuteronomy 28. But in 28 to 15, the Deuteronomy 28 chapter 15 verse, but it shall come to pass if you will not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes. What are his commandments? Love your neighbor, love your neighbor, love your honor your mother and your father. All of those different things that the Lord told us to do. These 10 commandments that I have here. Don't make any graven images. Don't serve idols. Don't bear false witness against your neighbor. Don't kill. Don't commit adultery and all of that kind of stuff, right? So if you would do all that he commanded you in his his commandments and his statutes, because remember, we have dietary laws and stuff too, and there's reasons why we have dietary laws, because certain foods that you eat are no good for you. Have y'all noticed that? I mean, when we came here to this country or whatever, they used to give us the scraps, so our people used to eat chitlins and all that kind of stuff. That stuff is garbage, because the hog eats what? Dirt, and eats a lot of garbage and stuff like that. And it, how they, I can't, regurgitates and eats the pig is a very foul animal. We're not supposed to take part in that. And also some of the things that are in the ocean that eat off the bottom of the sea. We're not supposed to eat that stuff. It will make you sick, right? So it's not that God wants to be mean. It's just that certain creatures are made for certain things to eat uh, garbage and all of that kind of stuff, right? They're like the vacuum cleaner. We're not supposed to eat the vacuum cleaner, right? So he said, if it shall come to pass, if you won't hearken to the voice of the Lord your God, to observe all his commandments, all of them, and his statutes which I command thee this day, also celebrating the feast. He named the feasts in the Old Testament that we're supposed to um celebrate, right? We're supposed to celebrate those above all of these so-called holidays they have here, because a lot of those holidays were made to trick us, out of what we're supposed to be doing, because some of these holidays were created in the names of demons and warlocks and stuff like that, to serve idol gods, as opposed to us serving the Lord our God, the Most High. So he said, if you refuse to serve the Lord and his commandments and statutes, that all these curses shall come on thee and overtake thee. Curse will you be in the city, curse will you be in the field, curse will be your basket and your store, curse will be the fruit of your body. Miscarriages and all kind of different things. Those are, you know, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep. Sometimes our women lose babies and stuff like that because of our diet. We don't eat right. You know what I'm saying? We're in a land that's not ours. Okay. And some of the animals and stuff here, they don't clean them, and all kind of ways that they kill the chicken, and you know, you know, cursed shalt thou be when thou come in and when you go out. The Lord will send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke. Cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thine hand unto for to do, until thou be destroyed and until thou perish quickly. We're the ones that our people are always being picked on. Our people always being stopped by those who are supposed to uphold the law of the land. Our people are being killed by people that just don't like us. But a lot of that is because of that curse. All right. And until you perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken me. So these are generational curses. We may not have done certain things, but because of our forefathers, generational curses do follow us. We have to come out of those curses. We have to pray and get back to following all that the Lord commands us, so that we can come away from those things. The Lord shall make the pestilence cleave unto thee, until he have consumed thee from off the land whither thou goest to possess it. The Lord will smite thee with consumption, and with a fever, and with an inflammation. All right. Don't we have all of that stuff in our body? Right. And with an extreme burning, and with the sword, and with blasting, with mildew, and they shall pursue thee until thou perish. We have all of these sicknesses and stuff. Why do you think we're so sick? And they always saying, oh, the black people are very sick. The black people have heart condition. Because we don't, this is not our food. This is not our land. We didn't eat this nasty stuff some of this food they have here is horrible. It's horrible. The way that they raise, the way that they grow it and everything like that. That's why I'm telling y'all, grow your own food and stuff like that. Some of this stuff they done sprayed with all kind of pestilence and a hot mess, oh. And thy heaven is over thy head, and thy heaven that is over thy head shall be brass, and the earth that is under thee shall be iron. Meaning we wouldn't, prosper like we used to. We used to be a very prosperous people. The Lord shall make the rain of thy land powder, and dust from heaven shall it come down upon thee until thou be destroyed. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. And who are our enemies? All right. Some of these Gentile nations are very much our enemies. What do? They come into our communities, they get loans and things that we don't get. They set up their business and they make money off of us. So they're raping our people. It's like they're raping us, okay, in areas that are supposed to be our neighborhoods. We should be the ones setting up shop, not them. But because of the curse, that's what happens. So we have to see that and get ahead of it. We need to get our own people in our own shops. We need to start buying from each other and all of that kind of stuff. Okay, because that's how God wanted to bless us. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them and flee 7 ways before them, and shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth. We're in every kingdom of the earth. We were scattered when we lost Jerusalem in 70 AD through Vespasian and Titus, that final Roman Jewish war. We scattered. We scattered to the 4 corners of the earth. And if you look back in your history of your people, you will find that your people ran to different places. The reason why some of my people that ran away were Igbo, they were called Igbo in Africa. That means Hebrew. They marked where we went. The Hebrews, the Yorubas, they're Hebrew people originally. Okay, there was they used to name territories after us so they would know who we were apart from the Africans. Okay, we came from the land of the continent and we did mix in with them. So some of us do have African blood within us, probably a lot of us, right? But we are Hebrews, all right? The Lord will cause thee to be smitten before your enemies. Okay, your carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, right? Isn't that what happened when we were hung on trees by these wicked racist groups here? Remember, they used to hang our men on Sundays. They would have hangings. They would have the nerve to announce it in their churches that they was going to have pick a N-word day. And they would hang our people. They would what did they call I forgot what something with buck. They used to do something to, okay, they would try to take away our men's manhood by having sex with them in front of people in the town. They would make the men have sex with their mother, and all kind of wicked things they would do to us in the name of God. They really would foolishness in their churches just to bring us down, but it was a part of the curse, right? The Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emerods, and with the scab, the itch whereof thou canst not be healed, right? Sometimes we have hair issues and stuff like that. We didn't used to have that. Our hair used to be long down to the ground. We had beautiful hair. We still do, but you know what I'm saying? Over the years, because we using all these products that's not from the homeland, from the continent, and stuff like that. A lot of that stuff here pulls our hair out, right? Because we don't have the wisdom that we used to have of how to care for ourselves. The Lord shall smite thee with madness. Look at our people walking in the streets talking to themselves and doing all kind of things. They even if they on medication, sometimes they just off, right? Blindness, right? Astonishment of heart. Thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore. Are people the most oppressed? Because the way things were set up here, it wasn't set up for us to prosper. They never expected us to come out of slavery. And they even lied and made up all of these stories during the Renaissance period. And that's how they came up with the creation of European Christ, which did not exist. There is no European Christ. All right. So They told us about the rapture and all of that, so that we would be sitting there waiting to be raptured up. But you see, we haven't been raptured up, right? There's nowhere in the Bible talking that says we will be raptured up before the tribulation period. The tribulation period is here, it's starting. So wake up and smell the coffee. They told us that so we would just be in some dream world thinking that Christ is just going to snap us up. No, we're going to go through the tribulation, and when Christ returns to the earth, he will clear out the place that we're supposed to be in, where we're supposed to go back to Jerusalem. He will usher us back into the land. But there will be a great slaughter. There will be a great fight that is going to happen, because he's coming back. And when he comes back, he's going to come back to beat behind. He ain't going to be coming back laughing and smiling. They're going to be scared when they see him. They're going to say, oh, shoot, he's back, right? Okay. And it's going to be a showdown, go down time. So that's not even going to be a good day. Everybody going to be scared, like, oh, shoot, he's just going to come out of out of heaven. Like it says, he'll come out of the waters, and the waters are the waters above the firmament, and he's going to come out of there, and he's going to come with ready to knock people out, because he was there in the beginning when the Lord said, let us make man in our image, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, the first family in heaven. The Father is the head of the household, right? The Son is his heir. The Holy Spirit is a female spirit that God created. All of this comes out from the essence of the Lord, right? So it said, thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Isn't that what those nasty people did in slavery? Is that our men had to sit and watch the slave masters have sex with their wives and with their daughters and stuff like that. But that's nasty and disgusting. And that they would actually have sex with our you know with our mothers with that were married, to our fathers. They were really, and they had their own family up at the big house there on the plantation. But they're so foul and nasty that these are the things that they did to our people, right? You shall betroth the wife, and another man shall lie with her. That's part of the curse. Thou shalt build a house, thou shalt not dwell therein. We built everything in this country, but most of our people still don't dwell in those big houses. A lot of our people are still impoverished. They still live in the ghetto. But yet our ancestors built this place for free. And they lie and tell us we don't have enough money to give y'all reparations, but they sending money to countries every day like it's going out of style, right? And all the other things that they're doing. They've given money back to other nations of people who weren't even here when we built the country, right? So that you can't trust that, right? Because they're not telling you the truth, right? So thou shalt plant a vineyard and shalt not gather the grapes thereof, until finally when we so-called came off the plantation, because they just really moved us to another plantation, which is what? All right, behind bars, right? So you know you we would make vineyards and all of that kind of stuff, but the slave masters and them would enjoy everything that we made. And it's that way today. I mean, a lot of our people thank God have arisen, but not enough of our people. We still have the most amount of people that are impoverished. Thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Right? They used to come take our cattle and stuff like that. They come in the middle of the night, kill our people, and nobody cares, right? Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, right? Aren't they always trying now to mix in the races and stuff so that we won't know who we are? Everything is about the mixed race thing now, right? Isn't that weird and strange? You watch all the commercials and stuff like that, and that's strange. Okay, now, but these are people that don't like us, but yet, you see all of these mixed commercials. Like, what? Right? Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in thine hand. It's like you trying to get the grip on this, but it's gone so far now. Ain't a whole lot you could do. The fruit of thy land and all thy labor shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up. Now, when we came out of slavery, because there were so many of us, they created what? An enforcement department of people, right? So they invited their people from their land to come and gave them acres and acres of land, and then had the nerve to ask Dr. King, why can't we pull ourselves up by the bootstraps? And he told them, you invited your people over here, gave them acres of land that you had promised us, but you left us to the winds to fend for ourselves when you so-called let us go from slavery. You never gave us the 40 acres and a mule and all of this garbage. All right. So, this is what happened. Okay. So it said you will be oppressed and crushed, so that thou shalt be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. The Lord shall smite thee in the knees. Okay. Do we not have a lot of arthritis? And in the legs, with a sore botch that cannot be healed from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. If that ain't us, I don't know who is. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known. We didn't know these people. We're not from their nation. All right. So the Lord brought us to a nation that our forefathers didn't know. We don't know these people. And there shalt thou serve other gods. Don't come on now. This country serves so many different gods, wood and stone. Some people worship the sign of some of them worship that thing on their neck. It's not even a symbol anymore. They worship it. Okay. And stone. Some of the religions worship stone. Thou shalt become an astonishment and a proverb and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. Everywhere we go, we're hated. All the nations talk crap about us all day long. You go on social media, you hear them saying black people this, black people that, black women this, as if they really know all of us, or if they don't even know our history and they talking junk. Like, shut up, right? But this is what goes on. Okay, that's part of the curse. Thou shalt carry much seed out into the field, and shall gather but little in, for the locust shall consume it. Thou shalt plant vineyards and dress them, but shalt neither drink of the wine nor gather the grapes, for the worm shall eat them. That has happened to us in the past, right? It says, thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity. Where are our kids going into captivity today? All right. Behind what? Okay. That That's right. They in captivity, right? They make up stories on them all the time, and that's where they end up. That's why I said moving us from one plantation to another. All right. So the stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high. Like I just said, they'll bring people from other nations, give them loans and stuff like that, and they'll open up businesses and stuff, and they'll redline us and tell us no, that nah, we ain't giving you no, right? And thou shalt come down very low. And they'll have the people coming from other nations. They'll look down upon us, right? And because why? That's part of it. He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail. Right? They lend. They charge us for everything. Going back to school and all of that kind of stuff, and we got to get loans to go to school to work for them. Get that. We need loans to go to school to make this place better. That doesn't make any sense at all. That is the most foolish thing I've ever heard of. And then they want to, well, I don't know, we may pardon your loans. We're not sure. Maybe this year we'll do it. And come on now. All right. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee and shall pursue thee and overtake thee till you be destroyed, because you hearken not unto the voice of the Lord your God to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded. So a lot of our people have died and gone on. So, and they shall be upon thee for a sign, for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever, because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart for the abundance of all things. So our people were ungrateful, right? Therefore, you will serve the enemies which the Lord shall send against you in hunger and thirst and nakedness and in want of all right. So that's what the ghetto's about, right? He shall put a yoke of iron upon your neck. Didn't they sell us down there in Wall Street with iron and stuff on our neck? Slavery, right? Until he have destroyed the year. Wall Street was a slave selling station. Yes, it was. The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far. These people came from far. They came from Europe to Africa to get us from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. Isn't that the emblem here? Mm. A nation whose tongue you won't understand, because we spoke Hebrew. We didn't speak this. All right. A nation of fierce countenance. How fierce are these people against us? Which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. You see them beating our people in the streets every day. I don't care how old they are. This is how disrespectful these people are. And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land, right? So you're reading, or if you keep on reading down, right, you will see all the different things, that the different plagues and things that were promised, you know, upon us, that all these sicknesses and plagues and stuff like that, right? But as we're turning back to the Lord our God, those of us who follow the Lord, we will see these things drop off of us. Like I said, thank God today we have risen above a lot of these things, but still a large majority of our people, because they don't know our history, they are still in that real state of poverty. It's going to be a struggle to get back to where we once were. We were once kings and queens, and we ruled nations of people. Yes, at one time we ruled Egypt. We ruled many other nations. They don't want you to know in those history books, we ruled Europe for almost 1,000 years. Okay. And King James, who was the one that put the Bible together with scholars, he was a black Scottish nobleman. They put up this picture of, again, a European man. No, King James was from the tribe of Judah. All right. He was an Israelite. All right. And a lot of people in history that they made European are not European people. They are Hebrew Israelites, Moors, those Moorish people. A lot of them were Hebrew Israelites. Okay. So this is what, the Lord has said would happen to us if we didn't obey him. And this is what's going on today. So don't be surprised at what's going on today. It's sad. Our people being killed in the streets and stuff like that, and we have to turn back to the Lord and do what he says. All right. So also, all back to Jasher, the 58th chapter, the 13th verse. And also all his brethren, the sons of Jacob, dwelt securely in the land all the days of Joseph. They were fruitful and multiplied exceedingly in the land, and they served the Lord all their days, as their father Jacob had commanded them. And it came to pass at the end of many days and years, when the children of Esau were dwelling quietly in their land with Bela their king, that the children of Esau were fruitful and multiplied in the land, and they resolved to go and fight with the sons of Jacob. These things, they still won't bother. They still want to bother Jacob in all Egypt, and to deliver their brother Zepho, because remember, Joseph had put Zepho in jail, the son of Eliphaz, and his men, for they were yet in those days slaves to Joseph. All right, because remember, they came start mess with him at his father's funeral. So Joseph was like, mm-mm, put them in jail. And the children of Esau sent unto all the children of the east, and they made peace with them. And all the children of the east came unto them to go with the children of Esau to Egypt to battle. All right. So they still want some smoke, right? And there came also unto them of the people of Angias, king of Dinhabah. And they also sent unto the children of Ishmael, and they also came unto them. And all this people assembled and came unto Seir to assist the children of Esau in their battle. And this camp was very large and heavy with people, numerous as the sand of the sea, about 800,000 men, infantry and cavalry. And all these troops went down to Egypt to fight with the sons of Jacob, and they camped by Ramesses. Now remember, the sons of Jacob were the beginning of the 12 tribes of Israel. They came from Jacob. So a lot of people of color are from one of those tribes. All right. So, and all this people assembled and came unto Seir to assist the children of Esau in their battle. And this camp was very large and heavy with people, numerous as the sand of the sea, about 800,000 men. Right. And Joseph went forth with his brethren, with the mighty men of Egypt, about 600 men. They fought with them in the land of Ramesses, and the sons of Jacob at that time again fought with the children of Esau in the 50th year of the sons of Jacob going down to Egypt. That is the 50th year of the reign of Bela over the children of Esau and Seir. And the Lord gave all the mighty men of Esau and the children of the east into the hand of Joseph and his brethren. Let's read that again. No matter who come against you, it's the Lord who gives the victory. And the Lord gave all the mighty men of Esau and the children of the east into the hand of Joseph and his brethren. He gave the victory to the 12 tribes of Israel. And the people of the children of Esau and the children of the east were smitten before Joseph. And of the people of Esau and the children of the east that were slain, there fell before the sons of Jacob about 200,000 men. And their king Bela, the son of Beor, fell with them in the battle. Even their king fell. And when the children of Esau saw that their king had fallen in battle and was dead, their hands became weak in the combat, right? And Joseph and his brethren and all Egypt were still smiting the people of the house of Esau. And all Esau's people were afraid of the sons of Jacob and fled from before them. See, God will chase your enemies. And Joseph and his brethren and all Egypt pursued them a day's journey. And they slew yet from them about 300 men. So they chased them for a day, continuing to smite them in the road, and they afterward turned back from them. Okay, so Joseph and them people, they wasn't playing. They said, you coming for us, we coming for you. We're going to chase you at least a day, so you will stop this nonsense. And Joseph and all his brethren returned to Egypt. Not one man was missing from them. All those people came against Joseph and his brothers, and none of them were missing. None of them were killed. Nothing. Okay? None of them. But the Egyptians, there fell 12. There were 12 that died of the Egyptians that helped them. But the 12 brothers, not one of them was killed. And when Joseph returned to Egypt, he ordered Zepho and his men to be additionally bound. So Joseph, like, I'm not playing. I'm gonna keep this man bound because these people are our enemies, right? And they bound them in irons, and they increased their grief. And all the people of the children of Esau and the children of the east returned in shame, each unto his city, for all the mighty men that were with them had fallen in battle. And when the children of Esau saw that their king had died in battle, they hastened and took a man from the people of the children of the east. His name was Jobab, the son of Zarok, from the land of Batsra. And they caused him to reign over them instead of Bela, their king. So now they chose another strange man that they didn't even know. And Jobab sat upon the throne of Bela as king in his stead. And Jobab reigned in Edom over all the children of Esau 10 years. And the children of Esau went no more to fight with the sons of Jacob from that day forward. About time they got the message. For the sons of Esau knew the valor of the sons of Jacob, and they were greatly afraid of them. They need to be, because they were of the Lord. But from that day forward, the children of Esau hated the sons of Jacob. This is why they hate us so bad. We're still hated because they're our brother, but they hate us because of the valor of the Lord upon us. And the hatred and enmity were very strong between them all the days unto this day. Unto this day. They'll point out all the things that we do, but they won't talk about their embezzlement and all the other things that they do. They don't talk about what they did to us during that time, cooking us, uh, removing our fingers and all kind of nasty wickedness that they did and still do. They ain't gonna talk about that. They just gonna show you all the time. We're the only people that ever get in trouble or do something wrong. That they love to put that up in the news. Anything that our people do wrong it's exposed, but they don't expose their people. Do you notice that? But that doesn't mean that their people don't do wrong. They, matter of fact, their people do a lot of things that are wrong, but they won't expose them. Very rarely, but this is the problem. But from that day forward, the children of Esau hated the sons of Jacob, and the enmity was very strong all the days unto this day. And it came to pass after this, at the end of 10 years, Jobab, the son of Zarek from Bozrah, died, and the children of Esau took a man whose name was Cusham from the land of Teman, and they made him king over them instead of Jobab. And Cushman reigned in Edom over all the children of Esau for 20 years. Now Esau gave up his birthright for this nonsense. And Joseph, king of Egypt, and his brethren, and all the children of Israel dwelt securely in Egypt in those days, together with all the children of Joseph and his brethren, having no hindrance or evil accident. And the land of Egypt was at that time at rest from war in the days of Joseph and his brethren. Okay. So, we are going to go into another phase. This is basically the end of that era of time but we're still going to cover the Black patriarchal history. These are all Black people that I'm talking about that were in power at the time, Esau and Jacob. All right, so we're going to go now into when our people went into slavery in Egypt, because we've been in slavery like several times under several nations for disobedience. This is the last captivity in this land, because according to Revelation, where we are now, this is Babylon. Okay, and Babylon, as you can see, is no more. It's really not. It's a matter of time. So we're going to see how we were under the rulership of Moses next. We're going to go into the Black patriarchal history under Moses. All right, so we're going to continue on with our teachings, and I hope you all are getting something out of this. I hope you are reading your apocryphal book and also your history books, because there are different books that will tell you exactly who existed in that land that's there now that weren't they weren't existing. As a matter of fact, a lot of those people didn't exist till a certain time in history, because the deeper you dig in Africa, the blacker it gets. Okay, so we were the first people. The Bible tells you what God looks like in the book of Isaiah. He's a black man. It tells you what he looks like, okay? In the book of Revelation, it tells you what Christ looked like. He's a black man. Hair of wool, woolly hair, burnt bronze. That's black. There's nothing white about that, right? So you know the physical appearance of God and of Christ. Okay, so that's where we come from. God made us in his own likeness, in his own image. So Adam was black, right? So from there on, we had black people. Now, eventually, white people came along as people moved to like the Caucasus Mountains and all of that stuff. That's why they call them Caucasians. But our people are, and I understand, I believe that's why people get so disconnected when it comes to our belief system in the Lord, because they can't understand really serving uh, a a European person that they know that we're not liked by them, right? So that's a little frightening. It is weird, right? But that was done so that we wouldn't know who we were. But now even they're admitting to the fact, because they were tested with DNA, a lot of them, and they told them, no, you guys are Turkish, you're from the Khazarian kingdom, and all of that over there in Europe. So no, that all of that was a lie. They made up that stuff during, in the Renaissance, and they started mixing, bringing all these different people in to try to pretend like they were us. But no, it's us. All right. Like I said, there's a lot of other people of color that are a part of the 12 tribes. All right. I'll go back into that too to remind you who we are. We look different because we were scattered. But like the Mexicans, they are our brothers and sisters. The Indians, the uh, Panama, all of these different places, even some of the people that are over there in Iran, Iraq, a lot of those are Israelites. The Middle East, there, a lot of those people are Israelites, okay? And they know it. And when you go over there, and those who have been over there, or you talk to people over there, they'll tell you, do y'all know who y'all are? Y'all are the children of Jacob, okay? We just each, we're from the 12 different tribes. We've been scattered. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this 33 part uh, discussion and teaching on Esau and Jacob, the struggle between Esau and Jacob, because that's what you're seeing going on now. All right. Just struggle between Esau and Jacob, part 34. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll share it and continue to read your history. The Bible is our greatest history, and even the history books outside of the Bible prove who we are. Most of us who the boats landed here in America, they were marked. They said the tribe of Judah, whatever tribe we were from, was on that boat. A lot of the Negroes here in America, we're from the tribe of Judah. All right. The West Indians, the tribe of Benjamin. All right. So don't let nobody tell you that we're just black people. That doesn't make sense. So God bless you. God keep you is my prayer. Kwam Yasharala, please rise up and tell this, share this with our people. They need to know what's going on in these last days. Rise, Yasharala, rise. Kwam Yasharala, Kwam. All right. Check me out every week, 7 to 8 p.m., bronxnet.org, channel 951 2137, the Inspire channel. Please go to my YouTube channel, join the channel, share, like my video. Go to YouTube, Facebook, go to Instagram, check out my inspirationals every day, HebrewConnect.tv. All right. God bless you. God keep you is my prayer, study, and you and you stay balanced.
I felt accomplished after I got my diploma. Made me feel that I could take on whatever challenges life throws at you.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
If you love them enough to do this, surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Stop using church intimidation, control and manipulation. Jezebel and all them spirits fall back, not trying to hear it. Go with Jesus, walk in peace. On your pew can sit that beast that we're fighting in the world. I'm that JC Supergirl, Jesus Christ, belt of truth, arm of God, I'm slaying you. Power of the word, two-edged sword. MC Heaven rocks for her Lord. Thought they crept in unaware, didn't see the gatekeeper standing right there, not getting down with your tactics, undoctrinal practice. Rewind.